Everybody, how was your long weekend? Excited? Want some more? And I thought this week I will talk about having a mentor in life, but I didn't want it to make it repetitive. That was the topic of the previous Toastmasters session. So and then I was thinking about what could I speak this week. Then I remembered that you had the humor contest last week, the previous week. Then I thought I'll pick some topic for this week, and I thought I'll entertain you and we could relax, sit back and relax. I knew if I would have contested that time, I definitely knew I could win, but I wanted to give opportunity for somebody else, right? So I thought about cracking some jokes this week. So I will take up the role of David Letterman for next 5 minutes, and he may be the IT guy designing his systems for next 5 minutes. So having said that, let me jump on to my first joke of the day. A company called Orange Inc., not Apple Inc., Orange Inc. They are into rubber manufacturing, and they see their profits have dwindled and market share has come down drastically. So what they think is they wanted a new CEO who can change all that and bring back the market share and increase the company profits. They hire a new CEO named Joe Smith. He comes in and they have the board meeting, and they tell him clearly what their expectations are. So Joe gets very excited that he just wanted to prove something he can do for the company. Then he decides, okay, let me take a round in the factory and see and point out immediately if there are any efficiencies that he can notice, or if there are any efficient workers, he can do something with it right away. He goes into the factory, he takes a round, and he sees a guy leaning to the wall and relaxing. He says, oh, I see somebody right here. I can take some action on him. He goes to the guy and asks him, how much do you make per week? That guy, he bends and replies, sir, $300. Here is $1,200 and get out of here. And then Joe feels happy and he feels excited that he has eliminated a worker who was not productive. And then he hears a voice from adjacent a machine saying, sir, he was a pizza delivery guy. Then he feels, oh man, he gets a blow on his face. He feels like he got a blow on his face and he lost $1,200. And now, moving on to the second one. Moving on to the second one. In the state of South Dakota, the federal government want to construct a superhighway. 10 lanes on each side in South Dakota. So they appoint a surveyor to survey a piece of land to find out the strength of the soil in that region, so that whether to do a feasibility study. Then the surveyor goes to a farmer who owns that piece of land and asks him, sir, I have been appointed as a surveyor to survey this piece of land and check whether the federal government can construct a superhighway, 10 lanes on each side. The farmer gets pissed off. What? You want to construct superhighway in my piece of land? We own it for 4 generations. You can't do that. Then he shows him, sir, I have proper authority to do that. The farmer, instead of being spurious and checking further validity, right, he says, go ahead. And the farmer gets back to his chores. The surveyor, he gets into the farm and he starts inspecting something. And then suddenly the farmer hears the noise. please help me, please help me. He's running and he screams, please help me, please help me. The farmer, turns around and sees that the bull was chasing the surveyor, and he says that, show your ID if that can help. Show your ID if that can help. He screams to the surveyor, but the bull doesn't understand, right? Then the surveyor, he understands that the farmer, put me in trouble, so he learns faster to save his life. So moving on to the third one. A scientist from NASA buys a new laptop, not an iPad. He buys a new laptop. He switches it on, and a trial software comes up on the screen and says, to activate the software, please call customer service. He dials the 1-800 number, and a customer representative on the other side picks the phone up and says, sir, how can I help you today? The scientist explains what he wants to get done. Then the rep wants to find out what the scientist does for a living. Then he asks that question to him, and he says, I am a NASA scientist. And the rep feels very happy that he got to speak to a scientist today, and he can resolve the problem a lot quicker because he's a scientist. He should be an expert in computers too, and he can complete the process in a short time span, and he can improve his performance review. Then he asks the scientist to right click. The scientist writes click, and he sees, what do you see now? He says, I see click. Oh, okay, can you right click again? Then the scientist writes click again. Then he asks, what do you see? I see clicks 2 times. Then he is a little frustrated and asks him to right click again. Then he writes click again. And what do you see now? He says, I see 3 clicks. Then slowly he understands that this person is writing click for past 3 times, and he sees click now. Oh my God, he pulls his hair and he thinks that it will take ever for me to resolve this guy's issue today. All right, thank you.